Here we go.
Is he there?
Chad, you on the air? You ready?
I'm here.
All right, good to go.
Hey, it works.
Welcome to the Rockology Show.
All right, good to be here.
Yeah, great. We checked you guys out a couple of weeks ago at Soundcheck Hollywood, and we thought you did a great acoustic show. We really enjoyed meeting the band, and we liked the new album a lot. And how is the reaction on the tour so far?
The tour's great. I mean, all the new fans are out, all the old fans are out, and people are singing along to the new songs, which is a pretty positive thing, you know, because, you know, you go to any concert and you see a band that you like, you just want to hear the old stuff, but everyone seems to be really, really digging the new records, so it's what can I say? I'm humbled.
Yeah, the new stuff is just as good, if not better, than the older stuff. I love the last record, Whatever Gets You Off, and then the new one, would you agree, Matt, is just as good, if not better?
I actually think Bad Decisions, in my opinion, is actually the better of the two albums, and I know I had an opportunity to talk with most of the guys in the band when you guys were out here last time, and I thought the album comes across, it's got a much more raw sound to it, and for me it seems to flow a lot better, and it seems to be more what you guys are trying to do, and that's how the album comes across to me. It seems to me to be a complete band album as far as what you guys put out there.
And that's what kind of band we are. We do definitely work together, and we can't put out the same record over and over again. I think there's only one band that can truly do that and be successful, and it's AC/DC.
Yeah, I think.
We all get together and we all write, and we put a spirit into the band and just having it one-sided. And on this record, we had a little bit more time to have some of these songs breathe and think about what we wanted to do with them and think about what we didn't want to do with them. And that's probably why we did what we did, have it maybe a little less produced and a little bit more raw and a lot more catchier.
Well, would you say, I know the last album, Whatever Gets You Off, was actually recorded in L.A., if I'm not mistaken, and I know you recorded Bad Decisions in Chicago. Was that probably a factor as well, going back to your home base, your roots, to record this particular album?
Well, actually, we did a self-titled record, which is half of Whatever Gets You Off, and we recorded that in Chicago, and people liked most of the songs that were on it, so we actually cut half of the record in Chicago, and we cut the other half in Los Angeles, and we wrote the songs in L.A., and on this one, it's just basically songs that we've been writing on the road and in our studio, and we worked with Johnny K, who is in Chicago as well at Groove Master Studios, and we had more time to kind of like figure out what we wanted to do. Most of the records that we've done have a massive deadline where we don't get a chance to do what we really want, and we figured this is our legacy, so let's just take our time. I mean, why would we want to rush something that we don't have to rush? And, you know, people put so much time and so much energy and so much money into it. It's like, I mean, you really got to, like, put something that you want out. And we didn't want to rush it. That was it.
So do you guys write most of the songs before you get into the studio? You have an idea of what you're doing, or you get into the studio and just start tinkering around saying this works, that works? How's the process come about?
Well, we're all little devils when it comes to writing.
Uh-huh.
We all have different styles, but we all kind of have the same style in a sense when it comes to knowing what we need to do for this band. And I think collectively it all runs through the Las Vegas filter, and what comes out is what you hear and what we want to put out and what we're happy with. But like I said, yeah, we all write, so there's a lot of there's a lot of stubbornness going on, but we figure out what we need to do to make the songs good, and then we figure out what we need to do to make the songs great, and that's what we do. I think it's working.
Well, I think a lot of bands put out albums right now, and there are like 12 songs on, and there's maybe like 5 or 6 that are decent. But I think with you guys, it's like everything, I can't get enough of it. And I'm not just saying that because you're on the air with me, but I mean, we've been listening to the Las Vegas for a couple of years now, especially the album you did before this, and it's just got that energy and that drive, and you can hear all the different influences that you guys incorporated into your music, and you kind of make it your own. I was talking with your bass player, Danny Smash, about this at the Rainbow when you guys were out here, and I said, you guys just take this different influences from all your favorite musicians, like there's Alice Cooper, obviously AC/DC, Motley Crue a little bit, LA Guns, but it doesn't sound like any of those bands. It sounds like the Las Vegas, and I think it's really good what you guys are coming up with.
Oh, thank you. I mean, the way that I look at it is like, if you're gonna, like I said, spend all this time and all this energy on a record, why would you want to put out something that's mediocre? I hear a lot of stuff that comes out, and I hear a lot of fans that come up to me, and a lot of my friends are like, hey, did you hear this new song from this band? And I'm like, no, I haven't. I'm like, how does it sound? And they're like, it's pretty good. But I don't ever hear anybody go, it's fucking incredible. I cannot believe how good this is. You have to listen to it right now. And so it's kind of like middle of the road, like, yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, it's
so that needs to change. I mean, it's the old expression, all killer and no filler. I mean, what's not to get about that, you know? I want to hear something like a Slayer record, which is great from front to back, and it's like hitting you left and right, and it's nonstop, and you're like, wow, I need a cigarette after that. I don't even smoke, you know?
Yeah.
I think more bands need to kind of have a ballsy attitude towards songwriting, not necessarily as like aggressive and like heavy songs, but I don't know. I think a lot of people need to dig a little bit deeper to come out with something that's going to resonate with real rock and roll music fans.
Well, one of the things, I mean, that I've noticed, because I know Whatever Gets You Off was co-produced by DJ Aspa and Nikki Sixx, and of course the new album was produced by Johnny K. And I've been reading different things about Johnny K being more of a hands-off type producer. And I wanted to ask, when you guys went in to do Whatever Gets You Off, was Nikki Sixx and DJ Aspa, were they kind of doing things or telling you guys like what direction to go in and putting this together, and in a way not really kind of what Las Vegas was about? And then you have, on the new album with more of a hands-off approach, was it more like, I mean, is that why this particular album sounds, in my opinion, somewhat different than the last album, because you guys were pretty much allowed to do what you wanted to do on this album?
Well, the 5 of the songs were songs that we had produced ourselves, and the other 5 are songs that we wrote in Burbank with Marty Fredrickson, DJ, and with Nikki, and those guys were awesome to work with. And I think that if we would have had more time to work on more songs, the record probably would have been a little bit better. But like I said, everything was rushed, and we had a deadline, and we didn't have a ton of time to work on stuff. But none of those guys were ever saying, like, you need to sound like this if you want to be popular and get on radio or anything.
Rockology. I love your show. Don't forget to turn your air off.
That's our station producer.
Station manager.
Our station manager.
All right, we'll turn the air off. So
sorry about that, Chad. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Why did you forget
I think one of the reasons why Nikki wanted to work with us, because he knew that we were going to do what we wanted to do, and we don't give a fuck. And I think that's what appealed to him. Like, these guys are going to stick to their guns and do what they want to do, and he wanted to work with us. And I would love to do it again. I mean, I enjoyed every aspect of it. I think he's a great songwriter. I think him and I write good together. I think we can ping pong lyrics off of each other like really well, and it was good. And I don't think that for like 1 second that they tried to direct us into anything else than just trying to make really good songs and just trying to work with us. You never have enough time. That's the enemy, is just not ever having enough time.
Well, with Johnny K being more of a hands-off type of producer, and I think you would agree with that. I know. Yeah. I know you guys went into the studio. You pretty much recorded what you recorded, then he went in and took a look at it. I guess my question is, because we don't work in the production side of it, we're not producing albums and such. I'm kind of curious, how does a hands-off type of producer go in there, and then after you guys lay down the tracks and put everything together, what exactly does he do to get the sound to where it is? I mean, that's where I was, I guess, leaning towards in regards to having a hands-off type of producer, and what exactly does he do after you guys lay down everything to tweak the sound to get it where it is?
Well, the thing with Johnny was he would come in and we would sit down and we would listen to all those demos and stuff that we had worked on previously, and he would say, "This is so good, just do this, and we need to make the chorus pop a little bit more." And we would work on something lyrically and more like with some melodies here and there. Some of the songs we didn't even touch. They're fan favorite, and you don't mess with that. The fans like them already, and we've been playing them live, and they weren't recorded. People are singing along to them. You don't touch those songs because you know they're already working.
That's a good point.
But on the stuff that was more fresh, he'd come in, listen to it, and we'd workshop and come up with ideas, and it all sounded great. And then we would record them and come back in the next day, and I would come up with more vocals. I have to listen to something, get it in my head, and that's how I develop more melodies and different kind of layers, or maybe just something completely different that spawned from that. And that's the kind of work that we did with Johnny. He would come in and listen to what we were doing, and he was happy with everything. And you know, I think producers that do work with us know that, you know, they're not going to change our sound. Even if they wanted to, we would just probably be like how producers were with Bob Dylan. We wouldn't even need to work with them or wouldn't listen to them. So that being said, we were kind of had the keys to the palace, and the Rebels were running wild for a while.
Well, it definitely comes across, and the album's got a real live, high-energy feel to it. So whatever it is that you guys did for this particular album...
Well, it fits their performance live, too.
Exactly. So, I mean, congratulations. It's a phenomenal album. So that's all I'm saying.
I wanted to make a...